So I'm starting this one on a bit of a sad note. On November 15th, 2025, just a couple of days ago, ISWAP ambush leads to capture and execution of Brigadier General Muhammed Uba in Borno. First and foremost, may his soul rest in peace. May God accept his soul, and may God also give his family the fortitude to bear the loss. And before I go into this reaction, I just want to say that the Nigerian Army are doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of work. We all know, or we should all know, about the insecurity in Nigeria. Not the whole 36 states, I must add, but in some states, it's really, really, really terrible. So it's easy to be in a cocoon, in your own little small web, and not understand that there's insecurity happening in Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria is a big country with 36 states and one federal capital territory. But in some parts of the country, notably certain parts of the north, it is actually unstable. So I'm going to react to this. I'm going to read this on Twitter, from Twitter. On November 15, 2025, Islamic State West Africa Province, they're called ISWAP, fighters ambushed a Nigerian army convoy near Wajiruko village in Borno State, buying 4 troops and capturing Brigadier General Muhammed Uba, commander of the 25 Task Force Brigade. Uba briefly escaped into the Sambisa forest. Some of you are already familiar with Sambisa forest with Boko Haram, etc., and shared his location via WhatsApp. I'll come back to that. But ISWAP intercepted the messages, recaptured, interrogated, and executed him, as claimed in the group statement. The Nigerian Army initially denied the abduction and stated Uba returned safely, contradicting intelligence reports and drawing public criticism and unconfirmed official updates on his fate. Like I said, may his soul rest in peace, and my sincere condolences to his colleagues, his family, and Nigeria. We've lost another one. A brigadier general is not a small rank. You have major general, you have lieutenant general, you have brigadier general. Sorry, you have major general, you have brigadier general, you have lieutenant general, and you have general. So 2 posts from being a full general in the Nigerian Army. He has seen a lot in life, and it's one of our best hands protecting us from these elements in Nigeria, from these terrorists. So my first question here is, why is he sharing his location via WhatsApp? Why is he sharing his location via WhatsApp? Does the army not have any other way to share location? How were they sharing location before WhatsApp became a thing? I mean, this is not the first insurgency. This is not the first war. There has to be a way, maybe radio. I don't know. I mean, we all know about, WhatsApp messages. I'm sure everyone here has been in a group where somebody just came one day and said, "Oh, don't send me messages anymore because my WhatsApp has been hacked." I certainly have gotten those messages from people whose WhatsApp were hacked, and they had to delete the app and come back again before everything was okay. And knowing the sensitivity of that kind of role, one wonders if the Nigerian Army should be using WhatsApp, which is a publicly available tool, for sharing messages, especially when it comes to things like sharing coordinates messages and location location areas. But now the message is saying that as ISWAP intercepted the messages, recaptured, interrogated, and executed him. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say was about the Nigerian Army initially, saying that he was safe. Allegedly. Everything I'm reading here is allegedly. Now, the Nigerian Army is denying that, allegedly, and saying that Uba returned safely. And obviously, Uba is no more with us. So, yeah, I can understand why security forces do this sometimes to be sure. Maybe they are still waiting, or they are hoping that there will be a counter raid and they will eventually rescue him. Maybe that's why they released that statement to say all was well, just to douse the flames. I don't know. It's going to be something to do with their public relations strategy. Either way, that backfired because the truth came out. Associated Press carried it, and we all know that, unfortunately, Brigadier General Muhammed Uba is no more with us. I'm just going to read a few tweets. Look at this. Our Faith Online doc. Let us see what he's saying about this particular point. He said, just think about this whole thing again. ISWAP, right, kidnaps a Nigerian brigadier general. The general escapes. ISWAP terrorists start looking for him. The general contacts Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army sends aircraft. Guess what happens next? Just take a wonderful guess. Suddenly, ISWAP terrorists miraculously find the general before the army, after the general tells the army where he is. And some of you still can't see what's happening vividly and clearly what this is. Egbe Oluwatobi. This is an old tweet by our current president. The festering Boko Haram attacks on the northeast and the massacre of innocent citizens is concrete proof that Nigeria has no government. This was in 2014. Of course, he was not president then. This was 2014, 11 years ago. And it was the opposition, it was in the opposition camp before 2015, where President Buhari took over. And we are still having these attacks in 2025. So it shows you that, are we really winning this war? And yeah, this is the man here. It's very, very sad. This is him. This is him. And this is where Nigeria Stories broke the news on the 17th of November. There are some other comments. I don't think Nigerian politicians truly grasp what they are against. A brigadier general was slaughtered by terrorists and the country is silent. Do you understand the magnitude of that? A brigadier general isn't some random officer. Like I said, that's a strategic asset of the nation, someone whose death should shake every pillar of government. First, their convoy, man of letters says, first their convoy was ambushed after he managed to escape and sent a video to confirm he has not been captured. He was recaptured. This is very sad. This is where I was going next. Everything points to a mole within the military system. Now, you guys will remember that some time back, right? Some time back, we read of accounts of terrorists that were detained, and some of them were I don't even know what word to use, re-assimilated back, and they were split between the Nigerian police, the Nigerian Army. So why would you negotiate with terrorists and then put some of them in the army? Now, who are they going to be loyal to? Are they going to be loyal to the Nigerian Army, or are they going to be loyal to the people that they were working with before, the terrorists? You say they've changed. Everything points, there is a mole or moles within the Nigerian system. This needs to be flushed out. They need to flush this out. Yeah? And this person says correction. Zagazola. This was a few days ago, by the way. Yesterday. Before his unfortunate capture, the brigade commander made this video, which we shared, stating it was okay. Unfortunately, after several hours, lost orientation within the forest. The troops, both ground and air, made several efforts to rescue the commander, who told them he was on his way to return to the base. He was unfortunately recaptured. So how did he get recaptured? How did he get recaptured? Of course, by those WhatsApp that was intercepted. It's very, very sad. Look at this. The fact say ISWAP and Nigerian Army, they look for the same man. This is by I Occupy Nigeria. At the same time, and ISWAP find them first. Now, disaster on every level. This one says. I know I Occupy Nigeria says, I know even won't enter security protocols because the embarrassment is too big. Yes, I agree. It's very embarrassing. This kind of thing no suppose ever happen, especially for a general. How do you lose a general behind enemy lines within your own country? How do you allow insurgents locating before your own troops? This is failure. This is not failure we words not fit describe. So was he alone? It sounds like he was alone. Was there no backup? Was there nobody to help him? I mean, a whole brigadier general captured and died, and yet no bombardment taking place. We have a long way to go, says Nabi Kita. I just read a couple more and then I round up this episode. This is a painful, avoidable loss, says Ike. General Uba was initially safe, but once news of his situation went viral, it exposed his location and movements, giving ISWAP an advantage. Despite efforts from ground and air troops, the operational leak and poor coordination allowed terrorists to recapture and kill him and mine. His death shows two things clearly. Our frontline soldiers are paying the highest price, and the system is failing them with weak communication control, intelligent gaps, and avoidable operational mistakes. Nigeria must urgently fix these lapses so brave officers are not lost because of preventable wars. Yes, I agree with all the comments and all the things that I'm reading. It's very, 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 very sad. Very, very sad. He's lost his life. May his soul rest in peace. My respect goes to this man who's put his life on the line, literally put his life on his line for his country. The army needs to do better in terms of communication. There's a mole, I believe there's a mole within the ranks, and their communication strategy needs to also change. Not via WhatsApp. They have to find a way to communicate where it will not be intercepted. And then why are people also even putting the video on social media? That's another thing I wanted to just say in this video. Every single thing is on social media. Every single thing is on social media. A live operation, they're trying to rescue a general. And you're putting there, everyone's retweeting and talking about it. And you think the people, the other side, are they not also on the same social media that they can read it that, oh, this man is communicating? How did it leak to the public? How did it leak to social media? I'm going to leave this one here. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.